Today we'll be sharing Jerry's new bed that we've been working on for quite a while. It's green with white two-tone on the doors. Those are magnets that you see on there, so Jerry's been playing Super Mario Brothers on it. But this is made out of a 52 Plymouth, and what we've done is we've narrowed it about 18 inches, and so it looks a little funny. It's a little narrow and tall from what a 52 Plymouth would look like, but that's to fit the twin bed. And so for entrance, the design changed quite a bit from when we started. But for entry and exit, one side is shorter, and what we did was spliced in the rear fender to the front fender, spliced them together for an entranceway on one side. The door doesn't open. It's a closed door. It'd been nice to make the doors open, but that was a lot of work, so we decided just to leave them static. But the windows do work, and it's down now. There it goes up. So this is not a 52 Plymouth window handle, so gold stars to anybody that guesses what that is off of, or brand. Jerry's pretty excited to play with it. The tires are custom made. They're soft on the outside, facing outside. It's a real valve stem. Of course, they don't air up. The wheels all spin. They're a little crooked, so it needs alignment. But for this purpose, it works. The idea is to put a model engine in there someday, but for now, that is what Jerry came up with. He calls that his engine. So that's kind of fun. But more gold stars, if anybody can guess what the hinges are off of. They're not 52 Plymouth. This is my feeble attempt at metal work, so didn't quite get it quite correct. And I think I'm going to put a piece of trim over this where I had to narrow the grill. But for all intents and purposes, it's finished. So the lights are low voltage LEDs, and they have a timer, so they make a pretty nice night light. Jerry falls asleep with the lights on, and they'll turn off after a couple hours. And since they're LEDs, there's no heat, so I don't have to worry about that, and they're low voltage. We'll turn those on here in a second. So the lights might be a little bright, but they do have a dimmer. So let's turn them on. Let there be light. So those are the front lights, and the tail light also is hooked up there. It looks a little better in person than camera. And for reading purposes, there's a little light hidden up behind the tire. You can't see, but we have a switch. The switches are down here, and turn that. That's the night light right there. It's for reading. And they're tied into the timer, so they turn off as well. If you forget to turn it off, the timer will turn everything off. So that's one of the many projects that we have been working on and finally finished. There was quite a bit of things we had to do, and I will put some videos and still pictures from the build after this. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little car bed video. Jerry certainly enjoys it, which you'll see in some of the videos where he tries to explain the different parts of it. So enjoy those clips as well. Story, when I started working on this and dug the parts out, I showed Jerry these rusty old parts and said, "Hey, I'm going to make you a bed." And the poor kid, I think, was about ready to start crying. I think he thought I was going to make him sleep on a bunch of old rusty metal. Early on, it became evident that progress was going to be slower than I liked. To that end, we decided to go ahead and work on the underlying bed frame because Jerry was going to need a big boy bed sooner than later. The fun backstory for this bed frame is it's quite stout because it's pretty old. It had quite a bit of paint on it that needed to be stripped. Coats of paint that was black, blue, and white, and obviously here you see we repainted it with black paint. It's now Jerry's bed. It was my bed, and it was my mother's bed. It was shared in the family with some of my mother's cousins. So I didn't splurge and get some old stock parts. These are the boxes. I don't know what I'm going to do with. I don't have the heart to throw them away, though. They were for the little piece of chrome under the front parking lights. Hot metal parts, though, were so pitted they were unsalvageable as far as the chrome goes. So I painted those with chrome paint, which for this project turned out pretty good. I did splurge on the headlight trim, which was re-chromed. The stainless, I just simply polished up with some steel wool. I did splurge and also buy a taillight bezel off eBay for a really decent price. So, we're going to try to spruce these lenses up. They have faded with sun. The clear is faded and cracked, and these are clear, but they faded. So I chose to try out this stained glass paint. I'm going to paint the clear turn signal orange, and I'm going to paint the red. Try to get it more red. We'll see. This is a little more pink than I'd hope, so it may take lots of coats. But this is what they look like before, and we'll see what they look like after. So, the paint put several coats on, and I think they came out pretty nice looking for what they are. The paint was on pretty thick, and I had to let it dry overnight. It looked pretty bad even a few hours later, so drying overnight, paint dried nicely. I don't have a lot of photographic evidence of the frame, but it's 2-inch steel welded together to the best of my ability. I also got a little help from my father-in-law. So I'm not that great at body work, but Jerry and I had some fun. It was quite a bit of work for me, though. And some of these pictures will show the progression of the priming. I didn't take pictures of actually the final coats. I had a little tent that I bought off that really kept the dust down. Jerry caught me when I was doing some sanding one day, and he thought it looked pretty neat. So we did take a video of him explaining how to perform sanding, which is kind of fun.
We have sandpaper here. You get it at Home Depot, and it actually feels like it has sand. And I have a mask on so the stuff on here doesn't get in my mouth, so I can't breathe. So I can't breathe right now. It's blocked. Now let's get started on the video. Okay. Daddy's here now. Every time you do it, it gets flat.
Doing a good job. It's 300 grit. That means it's pretty smooth. We're just getting it smooth to finish one more coat of primer. Think you're done? Okay. Start the video. Why don't you go start the video? If you're done. I'd been working on this for quite a while, but was lucky enough to get it painted and an initial assembly in Jerry's room just before Christmas. Because there was no padding, we draped blankets over the edges. for a temporary measure. Let there be light. What do you think, bud?
Good. Oh, there's a lot in fact. And also there's a switch.
As excited Jerry was for the lights, I was more excited to get the padding done. It was a lot of work, but it was so much nicer to see the padding on around the bed, just having blankets draped everywhere. We will close with some random photos and clips. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed our project. All right, there's a wheel turning. How is that working? Is there somebody turning that wheel? There he is.
What is Mario doing here?